New York City promises opportunity. But for Katie, a young model trying to build a life on her own, the city feels cold and indifferent. She spends her days hustling for small shoots, constantly fighting to be seen in an environment that treats her as disposable. Still, she holds on to hope, the belief that persistence will eventually pay off. That hope is shattered the moment she enters a photography studio that feels slightly off from the start. The photographer and his assistants act friendly, but there's something predatory beneath the surface. What begins as a routine modeling session slowly twists into something dangerous. Katie realizes too late that the people she trusted have no intention of letting her walk away. Her world collapses into darkness. She's taken from everything familiar, transported far from home, and locked into a nightmare she never imagined. The days blur into each other as she endures captivity, fear, and the crushing knowledge that no one knows where she is. But Katie refuses to surrender. Even in those moments when hope flickers to almost nothing, she clings to the smallest sparks of will, a vow to survive, no matter what. Eventually, fate cracks open a tiny path to freedom. A mistake from her captors, a brief moment when their control slips, becomes her chance. Weak, wounded, but driven by pure instinct, Katie throws herself into escape. She slips into the maze-like streets of a foreign city, terrified but alive, running with everything she has left. Her survival sets off a transformation. Once her fear settles into a cold, focused stillness, she begins to understand her own strength. The city that once felt like a cage now becomes her hunting ground. Every step she takes is steady, deliberate. She studies the men who tried to destroy her. She learns their routines, their weaknesses, their false sense of safety. Katie's quest isn't fueled by rage alone. It's fueled by the need to reclaim herself, to confront the terror that tried to erase her. One by one, she turns the shadows against the men who once controlled her. They begin to sense a presence they thought powerless, but now feels unstoppable, as if justice itself is moving through the dark. Her pursuit is not chaotic, it's methodical. Each encounter is shaped by the trauma she endured and the clarity she gained from surviving it. Katie becomes a force her captors never expected. Not a victim, but a reckoning. As she closes in on the last of the men responsible, the story reaches its bleak, intense conclusion. The nightmare that once consumed her is dragged into the light and dismantled piece by piece. When it's finally over, she's left in the quiet aftermath, exhausted but unbroken. The world will never be the same for her. The innocence she once carried is gone, replaced by resilience forged in darkness. But she walks forward with her life reclaimed, her autonomy restored, and her spirit defiantly intact. I Spit on Your Grave 2 becomes a story of survival, of reclaiming power, and of a woman who refuses to be defined by the cruelty she endured. It's brutal in theme, relentless in tone, and grounded in the truth that even in the darkest circumstances, the human will to endure is stronger than anyone expects.